I said fuck Xbox, fuck all these Xbox, fuck every Xbox their channel. Won't give a damn. It's PlayStation for life. You don't get it? Let's get it. Let's do this. Let's do this, my ponies. Let's go to war. What? Say what? Yeah. I say, I double dip on The Last of Us. Woo. Yeah, I double dip on the director's cuts. Woo. Double dip on every damn release. Damn right. Yeah, Jim Ryan is my motherfucking boss. The boss. Yo, and we don't care about no layoffs. Yeah, all the shine gonna keep it on the low. Shh. We've been sucking on every damn toe. Yum. Because Sony PlayStation gets the love. Yeah, so all hell Sony, we be your ponies. You can take my wife, you can take my money. I'm obsessed with the God of War. Yeah, all my ponies ready to go to war. Blue PlayStation high, all over my head. Pentimetal PS5, 120 FPS. Blue team is the set, throw it up. I never had sex, I only care about sales. I said what I said. Woo! Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Yeah. I see you Xbox. I see you playing on Game Pass for free. Nah, man, we don't do that over here. We pay $70 a game. Yeah, you Xbox be broke. You so stupid, so goofy. Fuck you, Demo Flow. Fuck you. Like and subscribe. Yeah, if you wanna see me more on Demo Flow Gaming channel. Fuck this dude, I'ma pop in the shot every time. Yeah, but I'm here to show my pony love. And you with it? Say what, say what, say what, say what.
Listen, it is what it is. This will be my last PlayStation. Thank you, Herman Souls. Thank you, Hiroki Totoki. Thank you all for fucking up the brand. Well done. Fuck off.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Demo Flow Gaming Show, where I share my passion for gaming and keep you informed of everything that's going on with gaming. Let's get it, man. So whatever platform you play, man, we don't give a damn about none of that. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. I'm just happy to have you all here with me, and let's have a good show. Shout out to Power Boss. Is in the building as well. What's going on, Poppy? How you doing?
I'm absolutely wonderful, Demo. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, we're doing good. We getting it on at 11 a.m. in the morning. And look, let me tell you something, man. I'm excited because I was just telling Power Boss behind the scenes that despite of everything that you hear, right, about the gaming industry in general, like the amount of games and the diversity that we're seeing in these up and coming projects is insane. So I'm extremely excited to, with what's going on with gaming. But there's some dark stuff going on behind the scenes, and it's not looking good for some people. But welcome to the show. You already know the deal. Demo Flow Gaming here. We're gonna get it popping in just a minute, man. Shout out to chat, man. Miguel Diaz, what's the first one, man? He said first in the chat, ready for the soul, and let's go, man. Hey, you already know, dude. Thank you for coming through, and I hope you enjoy the show. Whatever the hell you're doing, like, I don't care, like, if you're working, if you are like doing Uber, it doesn't matter. You gaming, because I mean, that's one of the things that I do a lot. I listen to podcasts, and when I listen to them, like, or watch any stream, I'm literally like gaming right next to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I enjoy it the most, right? If I'm going to the gym, if like on the way to work, on the way back from work, shout out to the people, the content creators who make our lives a little bit more entertaining. And I just want to start the show with that. But there is some big news, and I'm afraid I have some bad news. And
these are just bad news, but not a motive to celebrate. Just wanted to say that Sony PlayStation shut down Blue Point Studios yesterday, and that turned the internet on fire. And everybody was talking about it, and everybody is like now surprised. Everybody's questioning what's going on. Why are these studios closing? Everybody's wondering, asking questions, trying to hold people accountable and all of that. But we've been saying it here. And not only here, in every other podcast. And, like people, the first thing they tell you is like, you're being negative about Sony PlayStation or you're hating Sony PlayStation. Look, it's different, guys. When we told you this is what's going on at Sony PlayStation, right? And it's not about like, they're making money or not. It's more about like, where are the games? This is a gaming company that is known throughout the years to drop games and, be innovative and all of that. And now we're seeing how they are, declining, and it's almost unreal. I can't even, sometimes it's hard to believe that Sony PlayStation could fall, from grace this way. But shout out to Sha. We're going to be talking about this during the show. So shout out to Sha, man. We got 6 Layer in the house. What's going on, homie? We are here. No, for sure, bro. I got you. I see you guys. What do you mean wrong chat? I mean, I think I see all of them. I see all the chats, actually, here. But yeah, thank you, Paul Boss.
I was in the wrong one.
Oh, you were in the wrong one? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're good. Jules in the house as well. How's it going? Good to have you.
For some reason, StreamYard isn't letting me post from StreamYard into both chats, so I keep my YouTube open just for that fact.
Just for that fact? Oh, because it's not letting you post from StreamYard? Yeah, I'm having that issue too. Yeah.
I don't know why it's doing it, but yeah, I was in the vertical chat, whereas he was in the regular chat.
Damn. All right. So back to what we were saying, this is not something that just happened all of a sudden. This is something that's been happening with PlayStation for a while. And we definitely have to talk about, and like I said at the beginning of the show, it's not a reason to celebrate. Like, people lost their jobs. We feel bad for them. But at the end of the day, it's like, there has to be a reason why they close the studio that goes beyond people keeping their jobs, right? Because I mean, if you are running a studio, it has to be profitable. And that's the one thing that Sony PlayStation fans have been mocking when it comes to Xbox. And they've been saying, listen, like, if you want to be part of the Xbox studios, y'all need to produce something. And it might sound rough, it might sound hard, but that's the reality at the end of the day. Like, you cannot be like dumping resources into something that is not giving you anything in return, right? So this is a part of gaming that I hate the most. To be honest, to talk about things like finances, to talk about like things about like the health of ecosystems and shit. I'm more interested in talking about like, the shit that these companies got coming out, like the games, hardware, and, new controller, new tech, I don't know, new technologies and shit. That's what I like to talk the most about. But we definitely have to address the elephant in the room. And the fact is that it's not looking good. This is not a good look. Like, they acquired this studio in 2021, dude. It hasn't even been 5 years and they're already done with it. Like, matter of fact, if you think about it, like, now that we have Marathon coming, Bungie is also like walking on thin ice. If you think about it, because I mean, Destiny is not the cash cow that it used to be, right? And now Marathon has to deliver. If they don't, there could be a chance that we could also lose Bungie, and God forbid, because I mean, you could argue that they, haven't been the same Bungie that we know, but that's another video game developer that is making games for us to play. That it's like, like Dreamcast guy, right? Like, stop, like, imagine Dreamcast guy leaves YouTube. It'll leave like a void. Like, everybody will miss it. Like, where's Dreamcast guy? Because like, you might not like it or something, but it's content. It's entertainment, right? It keeps you maybe like laughing at all the bullshit that they talk to keep you entertaining on the way to work or doing work or something, right? It's for entertainment purposes, and it's content that we're losing as gamers. It's like Toyota leaving the car industry, and it's like, wow, like thinking about like not seeing another Supra ever. It's just like painful, right? Because it's like, wow, like a beloved car that people love to see, and car enthusiasts, they love. It's the same thing with these games. Even if I'm not interested in the type of game they make, like I think it's like, it's painful to see the makers of something that you like, leave the industry. And that's just where I'm coming from. So that's why I'm not celebrating this. Matter of fact, these people used to make like beloved franchise, like Bloodborne. They did the thing with Bloodborne, and they were working on like remasters and remakes and stuff like that, ports, right? For like, so it's like one of the studios that were active, right? If you think about it. And now you got other studios like Santa Monica that spend the same amount of time doing literally nothing, and they just drop a God of War 2D that is, basically flopped, and they're still around. And look, don't get me wrong, I understand why, because undisputable Santa Monica is like a bigger studio, right? But if you think about it, like, why they get this type of treatment and the other ones had to go when they're not even delivering, And I don't know, man. It's hard, Power Boss. It's hard to understand why they shut down the studio, but it all comes down to the fact that Sony PlayStation is not the same that it used to be. Like the budgets aren't the same. This is like the standard for them, and we're seeing them in the video game that they've been released lately, right? You think about it. Think about the games that they have released and the budgets and how they, have become lower and lower. And that's one of the things that they were talking about. Herman Holtz and all the suits over there, they were saying that they were going to try to make everything more profitable due to the circumstances. And if you go and see the letter, right, because there's a letter out there by who was it? Herman Holtz sent a letter to the employees. And look, matter of fact, I'm going to look for it right now. I have it here in my bookmarks, but I bookmarked a bunch of stuff yesterday because, man, there was so much stuff going on. So let me go ahead because I got the letter somewhere here. Let me go ahead and find it. Damn. So what do you think about the whole thing, Power Boss? Do you have anything to say about Blue Point Studio? Are they going to be missed, or you don't give it them?
See, when it comes to the remakes and remasters that people are complaining about, they're talking about, The Last of Us being made from the PS4 era, not even a 4, 5, 6-year-old game. Okay. Then you go and you're talking about Blue Point, on the other hand, which has all the great quality stuff. They're making the games that people want remakes and remasters of, like Shadow of the Colossus. Those are what we want to see. And they did a phenomenal job with Demon Souls. And, people are wanting Bloodborne, and they could have done that. There's so many things, but Herman Holst, in his infinite wisdom, or whoever's decision it was, decided to turn them to making a God of War live service that they then canceled. And then they wonder why, when the studio hasn't said or put out anything for the last 6 years and hasn't put out a game this generation since 2020, that all of a sudden they're now mismanaged and closed down, but it's somehow their fault when, Sony's the one calling the shots. They could have said no, make this instead, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Blue Point approached Sony saying, hey, we want to try this, or if Sony said, hey, we want you to make this, give it a go.
Yeah. So it's kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up because if I give you a job and then I regret giving you the job because for whatever reason it didn't work out, and I'm the one who gave you the job knowing that this is not the type of work that you can do, like who are we going to blame, right? So I'm thinking this was like a mismanagement on their part. And, a lot of people are blaming Jim Ryan because he was the one who set up all these studios with these type of games and live service games that everybody knew that they were not gonna hit because the chances are extremely low on how you can make these games work. Like there's only a few ones, right, that actually make like a lot of money. Like you could argue Fortnite, Roblox. You have others like that are like service as well, like Rainbow Six Siege, that it's been around for a long time and they had to revive it. It's been through hell and back. It's being hacked and everything, but he's still around. But that is like a very rare case on a very creative game that hit with a certain community that doesn't seem that like they could let go of that type of game. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard to connect with a strong community like that. It's like super, like people don't understand like how hard that is. But yeah, it is extremely hard, and they are literally trying to I don't know, like make the impossible happen, and then blaming these studios for like failures that or something like, I mean, I'm going to give you like an impossible task and then I'm going to judge you like, okay, like you suck. Like you didn't break Michael Phelps' swimming record. Like what the fuck? Like, and I'm seeing the same thing with like Battlefield. It's crazy. And this is like a mismanagement from the higher ups. Like they were trying to get Battlefield to hit 100 million players. That's something that is like crazy. And now the game is like, even though it was the game that was like number one most sold game on 2025, right? They are talking about like the lack of content because they don't have the resources. And I'm like, dude, you sold the most copies out of any game, even Call of Duty in 2025, and you're telling me that you don't have the resources? No, bro, you know what? Like, sell that Ferrari, sell that fucking Bugatti and all that shit, like the private jets, the trips, and all that shit that all these suits are, making off of these developers. So, I mean, that's a real situation that's going on in gaming, and it looks like it's a bit of a mismanagement from PlayStation, and it almost looks like Sony PlayStation doesn't know what they're doing or where they want to go now. They look lost. They started this live service push. They understood based on the results, Concord, big failure, and all the other ones that have failed. Foam Stars also fail. All these like goofy games that they got coming out that nobody was going to play. And then they understood like, oh shit, maybe what Call of Duty does is not that simple. Maybe what like Fortnite does is not as easy as it looks, right? So there you have it. And now they are like, okay, now we should go back to triple A heavy, story heavy type games like we used to in the PlayStation 4 era, or do we go with a cheaper, quicker return like double A gaming, little quick projects that we can do, like the new God of War game that you can quickly push out and make some money out of it? So that's a question that we got to be asking, guys. Like, what is Sony PlayStation situation, realistically speaking, and what they're going through at the moment is something that we've been saying for a long time here, that Sony PlayStation, based on the moves that they're making, they're not as strong as they used to when it comes to their financials. Like, you were telling me that you're the market leader. You just hit 100 million consoles and you couldn't keep a studio open, and a studio that is like productive at the same time. So this is like kind of concerning, man. Kind of concerning. But yeah, shout out to Chat. I see you down there. I see the Archangel Nexus in the house saying exclusivity kills studios. And that's something else that I wanted to say, because people been criticizing Xbox with the multi-platform approach. But guess what? Like, Obsidian is not closing, anytime soon, because they got PlayStation ports, they got other projects. They are like a multi-platform studio, meaning that they could like drop a Nintendo Switch port and survive for another year. For example, they could go ahead and do that. You feel me? Or even drop the game on mobile, and that's like, I don't know, extra money for the studio so that they can keep on dropping these games. All Sony could have survived was shipping and not selling shit to actual people, but the monthly active use defending industry doesn't play around. There, you have to have people watching you, man. Lycos45 saying Sony PlayStation can't afford being stingy with the games now. Look like the next step for the PlayStation is to put their games in more places like Xbox so that they can make some money. And look, there's really nothing wrong with that. In fact, I encourage PlayStation to go ahead and drop the games everywhere because, I mean, guess what? Like, I wouldn't have played Helldivers 2 if it have stay exclusive because I wasn't going to go ahead and buy a whole PlayStation just to play one game. But guess what? It came to Steam. It came to Xbox. I bought it. Some people even double dipped on the game because they wanted to play in their preferred platform or they wanted to have access to the game everywhere they wanted. And they went ahead and bought it. And you know what? Some developers are starting to realize that. And one of them is Square Enix. They don't want to do nothing exclusive anymore. And that's just like where things are going right now. Sony kept remastering the wrong era. They was remastering games from 5 minutes ago. Bluepoint was remastering actual classics. What crackhead at Sony made this decision? And that's another thing. The remakes that we're making, like this one that is coming with God of War, I like it because, I mean, the older God of Wars were legendary and it's been a while, right? But like, what the fuck is the Last of Us remaster? You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Last of Us 2 remastered. Well, like, what in the hell is even that, man? You know? And that goes to show the desperation, that they are like scrambling to try to make a buck. Because things are hard out here in the streets, man. Look, if Sony PlayStation start putting more of their games in other platforms, they're going to start making at least a little bit more money. And it only makes sense, all right? The other thing is like decisions like having 3 Horizon games dropping at the same time when you have all these other franchises. And it's just like, at this point, like, what's going on, Power Boss? Why do they need a mobile Horizon game? Why do they need a live service Horizon game for the PlayStation? And I don't know. I don't get it.
Because they're chasing the live service income because they want to generate money over and over again rather than a one and done transaction. Simple as that.
But they're not even going about it the whole way. Like, if you want to push live service, you want your games to be everywhere. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you put the game free to play on PC and you don't put it on Xbox for other people to go ahead and download the game, play the game, and spend money on that game, which means more money for you. So this is a situation in which like pride is literally like killing you. And I don't know if it is a pride or
it's just like at how many games that they canceled that were live service games. 10, 12 of them.
I'm good to go.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck the Power Boss. Watch me go crazy on this Warzone gameplay. So, anyways, bro, I couldn't even jump over that shit, but whatever. I've been getting the kills. Man, it's crazy, Power Boss. And look, I want PlayStation to be successful. Like, a lot of people think that I hate PlayStation or that people who love Xbox have to hate the PlayStation. And I don't, bro. Like, I seriously don't. Like, I grew up playing PlayStation. What the fuck is y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably own more PlayStations than some of these hardcore ponies that love to talk shit on Twitter. Matter of fact, I have PlayStation 3 here in my living room. I own the PlayStation 2. I own the PlayStation 1. The only one that I didn't own was the 4 and 5. That's it. The other PlayStations, I own them. Even the PSP, I had one back in the day and shit. So it's like, what is like, it's just another company making games, bro. And this is what happens when you don't criticize it, when you don't tell it like it is. You know, when you don't keep it real with yourself and you go out here, like every time the Sony PlayStation has a hiccup, oh, blame the Series S. or blame Xbox. Like you're looking everywhere except for the people who like you had to blame. Like if I tell you and I make a video about Sony PlayStation killing the stars, the whatever program they have, the what is it like the reward system that they had, everybody came in.
PlayStation stars.
Yeah, no. Everybody in the comments comment like, "Yeah, but Xbox got no game, so Xbox is multi-platform." I'm like, are you even like understanding that I'm stepping up for you as a gamer and making my voice heard so this shit doesn't happen anymore? Because like, trust me, whatever happens on PlayStation, it has an effect on Xbox side and it has an effect on Nintendo. We all seen how Nintendo influenced everybody into trying to make games $80. By like you setting the standard, you're saying my games are $80. Everybody around is gonna have to like think about how are they going to price their games, right? Because it's like, okay, hold on. Like I see Nintendo games that look like, I mean, like I would pay $30 to play one of those, but they charging 80, and we are out here making a big ass game like Fable or the new Forza. Or, you know what I mean? Even the Outer Worlds that was like, the Outer Worlds 2 that was heavily criticized in that sense. And I mean, you think about the amount of content that a game that Outer Worlds gives you compared to something that, I don't know, like Xenoblade Chronicles or whatever. And it's just like insane, right? So, I mean, guys, it's just a matter of like preference at this point. I would say go out and say what you have to say about the whole situation. The same way that you go ahead and criticize Phil Spencer because he was trying to keep these studios alive. Because here's the thing. All the changes that they've been making on Xbox, like this, like in the sense of putting games multi-platforms and all of that, just to like sort of like diminish the impact that and all the money that it takes to make all these games. I'm not here to defend what they're doing. I just agree with the multi-platform approach because I think it's the best thing for gamers. Even though Xbox does it because they want to make money, I think like in general, it's something that benefit us. Like things like cross-play, things like cross-progression, things like Xbox Play Anywhere. Those are things that, Xbox is doing it because they want to like, whatchamacallit, they want to like, have more clients, right? Make more money. But at the end of the day, it's something that truly, truly benefit us. So when everybody get online and they talk about Sony PlayStation and they go ahead and glaze them as the best ever to make games, but they don't call out when they do something fucked up like this, it's crazy. But at the same time, I gotta say that I'm very pleased to see the reaction from the PlayStation community, even from people who I thought that they weren't going to say shit, that they were going to keep quiet. And I don't know if this is like genuine outrage. I don't know if they really care, but the overall reaction that I've seen online from the PlayStation fanboys, the hardcore fanboys, has been, even from the like people like the generic Eric and people who you like the bottom of the barrel, right? They pretty pissed off. They are pretty pissed off. And
No. Let's keep it real. They're being pissed off, but at the wrong people. They're saying that it's Blue Point's fault. They're not blaming Sony or Herman Hulse, although some of them are calling for Herman Hulse's job. But they're not blaming Sony for the mistake of mismanagement of the studio. They're blaming the studio.
Really? Holy shit. Like, I mean, maybe the algorithm sent me towards maybe different opinions and shit, but for what I've seen is mostly people blaming Sony and Herman Hulse. They want his head. So I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people blaming the studio. But again, maybe the studio is at some fault too. I don't know. What was it like? They haven't released a whole game this generation. So think about it, Power Boss.
Well, that's what I said earlier. When it comes to who's to blame, either Sony or Bluepoint, it depends on who approached who for making the one game that they were supposed to be putting out this generation, that live service God of War, that was then canceled, and then you want to blame the studio's fault?
Yeah. Like you gave me the wrong thing to work on. It was an idea that wasn't gonna work, and you literally like
Yeah, exactly.
make yeah exploited me, right, and use me as a scapegoat because I think that's literally what this is, scapegoat time. Yeah, man, I see you chat down there. Let me see what y'all saying, man. How the mighty PlayStation has fallen. Eternal D87 in the house, Joe Demo and Pablos. The fact that we are almost certain to get a baby step remastered collection before Killzone collection is crackhead logic. That's crazy. Baby step remaster. That's great. Pickles 2026. Hello, Demo Flow and Power Boss again. How's it going? How's it going? Sanchez MT. Z Gaming. How's it going, Poppy? Good to have you around. Sony shutting down the wrong studios. Wow. I mean, if you had to pick, like, I would like, is that Frog game still going on? The Frog? The Froggy game that is like a frog or some shit that they got going on? What about
No
Fair
idea.
Games? What about Fair Games?
So far, that's still in production, but Jade Raymond left the studio. Don't forget.
Yeah. So I would say that if I ask a Sony PlayStation fan, and I'm going to ask you guys, would you rather have Fair Games or Blue Point Studio gun? Like if you had to choose, which one would you go for? Blue Point or Fair Games? That's a spicy question, right? If they had a choice. I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm intrigued to see what where Fair Games go. I didn't had an idea what these people were working on besides that God of War project that failed and they had to cancel. So at least I'm more intrigued towards something that that could be something that we can give this thing a benefit of the doubt, right? At least because we don't know what it is. Eternal D87 saying, sadly, in the end of the day, the gaming industry is a business. They don't cater to people like us out of charity. And that's another thing that I want to make clear too, bro. Like, so some of these developers are taking and are taking it too far, and they are blaming the gamers for the failures of their games. And it's like, okay, something like Call of Duty. People make negative content about Call of Duty. Like all you have to do is like put in there, same as Xbox, Call of Duty is dead. And you see how many people are making negative content on Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty still was the best-selling game of January, guys. So when the games people itself, and I know a lot of people don't like Black Ops 7. They haven't liked Call of Duty for a while, but I know that I played.
Let's make it fair. The multiplayer is no better or worse than 6. It's just changed mechanics from the double jump or whatever, and then adding in the wall running, and then the zombies is better, sort of. Sort of. The zombies is at least entertaining. The campaign was dog crap.
I think that the thing with Call of Duty, like before we drift, from the topic completely, because I was just trying to make a point about, how some games get heavily criticized and it doesn't matter. Fortnite gets criticized all the time. Apex Legends, he's seen a revival. Because you know what, like they actually been putting in content, they've been working towards like getting the cheaters banned, like when the community see things like that, they react, in a positive way. So you can blame a gamer for a game failing. You can blame a community for that, because if your game was good, people will buy it and people will play it, because it's not like we are forced to not buy a game. You can just go ahead and check it out for yourself, especially if it is a free-to-play game. Like, I understand maybe a game that you have to buy and people are saying is bad online, that could affect the sales. But a game that is free-to-play, that's not going to affect me. I'm going to download it if I'm interested, first off, if I'm interested in the concept, if it is the type of game I like to play, or, I'm intrigued by or whatever. And then After that play, I can make my own opinion about like, this game is good or bad. Am I going to come back? All of these things. So yeah, we're getting games like, High Guard that fail. And the developers came out and say, like, it's our fault. Like, how is that fault that your game is ass? I mean, don't blame me. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Like, literally. So,
And let's be fair, I gave some fair criticism. I never wanted to touch that game. It looked like complete and utter dog crap. It's literally an Overwatch clone, among other things. And on top of all of that, on top of everything else with that game, I gave fair criticism of 3 ways that they could change it, make it 100% better and viable, that people would stay. And all they had to do was continue with that year-long roadmap that they had and add in players and characters and powers and game modes and everything that they planned on, along with ranked, that would make the game perfectly viable and stay alive. And they decided instead to add one of the things. They did that right.
yeah.
But then they did nothing else, had no plans for anything else, and they decided to just lay off most of the studio. And as of, I think it was last night, it finally dropped below 500 players concurrent on Steam. And that's not including consoles, so I don't know how many are playing on consoles, but it's not looking good because I'm pretty sure on Steam is where it was mostly bought. It hit almost 100,000, and that's not including consoles. But it failed to retain anybody that played it.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. But anyways, just wanted to say that you cannot blame the gamers for the situations that are going on at these companies. This is entirely their fault because they're the ones who make the decisions about what content to drop, when to drop it, and how much are they going to charge you for it. So let's get that out the way straight up. But yeah, man. Let me see chat, guys. I see you guys. You guys are active, man. Shout out to chat, man. Bold Alpha Wall in the house. I think Totoki and these new PlayStation figureheads are looking at what is being played most on PlayStation in comparison with what studios have in development. And if it doesn't fit the bill, it can be canceled. And look, that's the right way to go about things. See what's hitting, right? Analyze your data and go from there. But at the same time, you also have to be creative and you have to come up with your own ways on how to pull players and, want to play your game, right? And that's their job. It's not our job to figure that shit out. We hope, we say, put it on early access. And like Powerball said, we give you like constructive criticism. We tell you things that you need to fix. But it's up to you for you to also listen, right, to the feedback and act accordingly, man. Simple. Because of these failed game as a service have cost billions. Like Concord was like, I think it was the fatality, right? The final move that really triggered Sony PlayStation decline, like in an accelerated way, right? Miguel Diaz in the house, right on the money, Power Boss. Most of the pony channel I see, they be talking mostly about Herman. See, they're blaming one person, scapegoat. And I'm pretty sure the Hellman hosts had to listen to Toki or to whoever else is up there that we don't know about. Same thing happens with Xbox. Like people want to blame Phil Spencer for every decision that Xbox makes. And look, behind all of that, there's Satya, there's a bunch of investors, there's a bunch of people who sit down there and really decide what they're gonna do with the company. And he just like the face, literally, to like, you are here as a vest, you are taking all the bullets while we go ahead and hang around in our yachts and islands. That's basically all that is. And look,
I do have a question though.
Yo,
Everybody that's comparing Herman Holst and how he's handled or mishandled PlayStation are comparing him to Phil Spencer and how either they're the same or how Phil Spencer should be fired. Okay, Phil Spencer actually did something good for Xbox, and that was Game Pass. Okay, love it, like it, hate it, whatever. You cannot deny that Game Pass is very good for Xbox ecosystem,
and for us,
right? So what has Herman Holst done other than he was the head of Guerrilla Games and put out Horizon, good, bad, or indifferent what you think about that game and the franchise. Okay. And then he put out the second one, and then because of his, I guess, success with that franchise, got promoted and was number one in PlayStation until Hiroki Totoki stepped in. Then they were co-leads, and then he stepped down. Now Hiroki Totoki is the lead, and he's the lead of a separate section where he's the one in charge of hiring and firing, and whatever he's doing, retaining or not studios. And then you look at the two between Phil Spencer and Herman Hulse. What good has he done for PlayStation as a whole? Since he's been in charge, PlayStation has raised the subscription services. He's raised all of the microtransactions in the games. He's given nothing but crap since Concord. And let's face it, he hasn't done anything positive for the PlayStation. They've raised accessory prices. They've raised the console prices. How many things does he have to do before he is out of there? And they're trying to call for him to be like Phil Spencer, saying that he's no better, no worse than Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer actually did something good for Xbox. It's just like a head scratcher,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, he also believed in Concord, like blindly. And that's a huge mistake. Like, think about it. He believed in this thing. He kept on pouring game in this thing. And wow, it's unbelievable that he thought that this was going to be a hit or something. When I mean, this goes to show, Power Balls, how out of touch could be the suits, right? That lead a company and the people who consume their product. First off, the huge advantage that Phil Spencer has over any of these people is, like, first and foremost, he's a gamer for real. He been gaming, he been playing these games. Like Herman Hulse and Jim Ryan and all that. Like, Jim Ryan even had a picture holding the controller upside down, dude. So this is this is what's wrong. They need to get themselves some gamers, not Reforged gamer. No, I'm talking about real gamers, people who know how to hold the controller, game testers, people who know about these games, and people who are good with trends, because you need to start seeing the trend. We've seen a trend before that all these games had these type of characters, right? That trend was popular for a while until people got tired of it. Now people want something else. So read the room, try to give people what they want. Easy. Do you think Wolverine is going to be the first $80 game, Power Boss? This is a question by Pickles, 2026. $80 for...
I don't know, because for me, it's not worth it, because it literally looks like a Spider-Man 2 reskin in many, many ways. I mean, from every game that we've seen about Wolverine in the past, when it was on every platform, and when he was the main character, all the movies that have been made about him, he's the main character, you don't see Wolverine in his canonical element of the comics being a stealth character. He is up close, in your face, personal. The only one that ever gave him trouble was Sentinels and Magneto, for obvious reasons. And I don't think it's going to be worth an $80 game. I'm sure it'll sell maybe 1 million copies, even if it does get raised, but I don't think it's going.
I'll say this game will sell more than 5 million copies based on just like the IP itself. Wolverine, just being Wolverine,
it's not that big. He's like the 5th biggest Marvel character. I think the only one that even comes close to Spider-Man is the Hulk.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I would say that. I would say it'll sell 5 million better, bro. And just based on like the Sony PlayStation fan needing something so bad this year, even though it's the last day of the year that they're gonna drop this.
I caveat that with saying, if it is a PlayStation exclusive game, if it is launched day and date on PC and or on Xbox as well, I can see it selling maybe 1 million per platform, maybe a little bit more, like 1.5 million on PC as well.
Damn.
So 3.5 million total.
That's harsh. I would
So,
say, okay, my
we'll see.
prediction for Wolverine, I think that it's gonna sell at least on the PlayStation 5 million. If not, I can't believe that Sony PlayStation have 100 million consoles out there. That would be really, really, really hard because that's crazy. That's crazy. Bold Alpha Wolf. I think Totaki and these new PlayStation figureheads are looking at what is being played. Oh, well, I already read that. My bad, man. Yeah, already being over that. Let me see. Aaron's in the house. What's going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to all of you. This is the start of the weekend. Oh my God. Life is good, man. I'm so happy that today is Friday because I got some shit to tell you guys. But later. We'll get into that later. We need to stop the Series S and Game Pass from shutting down studios like Blue Point. Yeah. We need to stop blaming the Series S and Game Pass for shutting down studios. Yeah, for sure, man. I don't think that this is Herman's fault. I think this is like a bad setup, a combination of a bunch of things, right? A bad setup by Jim Ryan that, whatever he left, it was a mess. He wanted to make everything live service. Some of the decisions that Herman hosts are taking when it comes to the franchises that he wants to push. This is like a bad Vince McMahon. This is what I'm saying. Like a bad Vince McMahon. You got all the shit to push that might not be super popular when you look at the numbers that did back in the day, but it'll be below. They will be below franchises now, and it'll even have a bigger chance than some of this new shit that y'all bringing. Like Killzone, for example, I will be all over the new Killzone game. I will be like super excited for something like that. SOCOM, right? Those are like games that I used to play on the PlayStation back in the day, and those are the games that I literally used to know live. So give me cool games again, dude. That's it. That's all we're asking for. Cool games. Stop with that like weird shit that is going on.
They need to give out any games.
Yeah, literally
They've got
any.
Wolverine,
Yeah.
that's a reskin of Spider-Man 2. They've got Intergalactic Heretic Prophet, which looks like No More Heroes at Home.
Well, it looks like that one is not gonna do so good based on just the controversy that this lady brought to the studio for no reason. She didn't have to say nothing, and instead she started like dissing a whole a whole gender, like guys, boys, men, screw you or something. Like, guess what? Those are the primary source of the income of these companies. Like, we are the ones who lead gaming and spend the most money on it.
I got a quick question for you, Demo.
Mm-hmm.
Next Friday, I don't know what your plans are, but I know next Friday is also the 40th anniversary or 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
Okay.
I didn't know if you wanted to try and maybe push the show back or line it up so that we can cover that live.
Okay, what time is that shit?
I'll have to look it up and let you know.
Let me know. We talk about it. We can do
Yeah.
something with the show if you want to. We can even stream it or something. We can figure something out.
Or we can watch it, following like usual or something like that. Like I said, I don't know. It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
But also on top of that, sometime later that day or earlier that day than the Pokemon show is also the the Marathon Server Slam for a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna have a free to play for a weekend.
And I was thinking if you wanted to give Marathon a fair shot.
Hell yeah,
after the show,
definitely
we could do a separate live stream, hopping in that together.
Let's get it, man. Yeah, let's get it. I'm down.
For a change.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm down to try Marathon. Honestly, for what I'm seeing, there's some shit that still I don't like the guns. I think they're awful. And I'm playing Destiny here right now on screen. I was trying it out yesterday after a while because I wanted to check out the new expansion that is like Star Warsy type shit. And it was actually cool. The only one thing that I'm pissed off about is that like all of my equipment that was elite doesn't work. It doesn't have damage or power. So screw you, Bungie, for ruining everything that I got. I don't know what the hell is going on, but like none of my weapons do the right damage, or they don't have power. They're like almost like useless. So you need to get good new gear, even if it's blue, to be able to like kill these people faster. So that's why you see me struggling here. Is my equipment ain't up to par. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, I wanted to check out the new thing. I'm a huge Bungie fan. Love playing all the Halos that they made. Love playing Destiny. So for sure, I'll give it a shot, man. Why not? Let's play some Marathon. Is it like next week? Yeah. And let's give it a fair shot.
February
Let's talk about it.
27th to March 2nd.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's see. Let's give. Okay, first and foremost, I want to do it because I want to give these devs a proper feedback so that we don't have to see Bungie go and be like, yo, Bungie's out, Bungie skill, studio died or some shit. Like we don't want none of that, bro. So I don't really want to like seem like I'm hating on the game, because I won and I'm not gonna hate on it. And if they have something to work on, I'll let them know straight up, and that's all I can do to help them. But I'm not just gonna go ahead and glaze it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all, man. So come through next Friday. We're gonna be doing that shit, man, for sure. Is it next Friday? Yeah, next Friday. It's next Friday. So hold on. Pokemon and the thing is all happening at the same time.
I'll look up the times on both of them. Give me a second.
Let me know. If anything, we do like a big long string and that's it. Fuck it. We'll figure it out. Anyways, Pickles, look, he's picking fair games. He rather fair games to go instead of Blue Point. Wow. Seeing Sears in the house. Howdy, fellow Great Beers, podcast hoppers, and sneaky lurkers. How's it going? Don Lazaro in the house, 1435. Bethesda needs Blue Point. Get those Fallout remakes done. Hell yeah. And I don't know if you know about this Todd Howard interview that he had recently with Kind of Funny.
I haven't seen all of it, only bits and pieces. I need to find it and watch it for myself.
Yeah.
I heard there's a lot of interesting things that he said.
Yeah, he said that the new Starfield
10 a.m. on the 27th.
Okay.
Pacific time. So it'll be about 2-3 o'clock Eastern for us is when Marathon goes live.
All right, cool.
Let me look at the Pokemon.
Yeah. Send me like a Discord with all of that info so that I can like set up the streams and see how we're gonna go about all of that. But yeah, Todd Howard was saying that they are really all over a Fallout now because it's like they've been extremely
6 a.m. Pacific. Oof.
That's like 9 a.m. for us.
I know.
Nah, I
9, 10 a.m. Yeah.
9 a.m. Yeah.
No way.
At that time, I'm like usually because like next week I have my haircut due, so I'm usually around 8, 9. That's what I get my haircut. But we can see what we can do about it. Anyways, Todd Howard saying do not expect the new Starfield update to be something that is gonna be like on the Cyberpunk level, 2.0 level. That this is gonna be an update that people who love Starfield are gonna love, but the people who hate Starfield, people who don't like games like Starfield won't bring him back. So that's one of the things that he said. And look, fair. You trying to nurture and you trying to feed the people who rock with you, and the newcomers can just wait for the featured updates, but like prioritize the people who like the game first. And I like it because I love Starfield and I can wait to see what the hell they're working on. But yeah, like he said that they were gonna be working a lot more on Fallout, so expect like Fallout news very soon. That's what he was implying during the interview.
Well, we know that they've been working on a lot of Starfield, this quote unquote 2.0 update that everybody's been going on about, which he confirms that, hey, it's not that big of an update. And like I said before, Starfield was never in a bad position like Cyberpunk was. It doesn't need a 2.0 launch. Same thing with No Man's Sky. So when it comes to Starfield, it was a great game already. And I don't think that with the changes that they're making, with what everybody's telling about what this is and what they're doing and what's coming with it, that this new DLC update, whatever it's going to be, and the Terran Armada update is going to be such a game changer that it's now all of a sudden going to change the game completely for everybody who's already played it. Not to mention, I even retweeted at Jez Corden, shout out to him. I still don't think that there's going to be a PS5 announcement coming with this or the Terra Auto DLC launch. And not because I don't want to see it on PlayStation. It's because I think that as far as it goes, remember, Starfield upped the limit for the mods. And if PlayStation either keeps the 2 gigabyte limit or refuses to get the 100 gigabyte limit or take out mods altogether, it's going to be the worst place to play Starfield if it does launch on PlayStation.
Wow, and 5 years later, I want to say that what Todd Howard is doing is downplaying what he has in store for Starfield. And that's very strategic, and he's doing the opposite that other people are doing, that are making it seem like, oh, we got all this shit coming. Like, okay, I don't know if you seen the letter, but I'm going to go over real quick over the letter that Herman Host sent to the staff. And yeah, you can see that sneak post. He had like a whole statement about it. I'm not gonna go over it. I just bombard because that's the actual letter, and I couldn't find it anywhere else. So hello everyone. I wanted to share an important update from the studio business. As I mentioned in the December town hall, 2025 had some strong highlights within PlayStation Studios. Ghost of Yotai launched to critical and commercial success. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach further showcased our commitment to narrative excellence. And Helldivers 2 and MLB The Show continue to drive ongoing player engagement and revenue. Let's see, Helldivers 2 and MLB The Show are making money. They're good. So that's good news. At the same time, we are operating in an increasingly challenging industry environment. Rising development costs, slow industry growth, changing player behavior, and broader economic headwinds are making it harder to build games sustainably. And here's the key: changing player behavior. And that's very important. Why? Because PlayStation 4 generation players didn't play the same games that they play now. You know, that was the start of the live service games. So they were all focused on like these like single player releases. But now that there's got some other shit to play that they don't even have to spend the money on from, you know, to get an entry into the game. Now they're changing their behavior to like free to play, to MMOs, and, you know, more multiplayer based stuff. Okay. So at the same time, we are to navigate this reality, we need to continue adapting and evolving and adapting. What does that mean? What is the whole industry going? Like, what is Square Enix had to do to adapt to the industry at this moment? You know, going to other ecosystems, trying to pull players from other places. That's exactly what he's talking about here. Okay, and also in the type of games that they make. So they used to make like big budget games. Now they need to like have a lesser budget for this type of games, maybe scaling down so that instead of producing one game, they can produce 2 games or something like that. Okay, so we're taking a close look at our business to ensure we are delivering today while still well positioned for the future. As a result, we will be closing Blue Point Games in March. This decision was not made lightly. Blue Point is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. I want to thank everyone at Blue Point for the creativity, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. Where possible, we will work to find opportunity for some impacted employees within our global network of studios. While I know this is hard news to hear, I'm confident in the direction we've headed. Creativity, innovation, and building unforgettable experiences for players remain at the heart of PlayStation Studios. We have a robust roadmap for 2026. Robust? You know what that means? Robust, and we haven't seen shit. Robust what? Like Wolverine, the last day of the year? December 31st? That's your roadmap for 2027? 26? Correct me if I'm wrong. But what else do they have coming?
Supposedly, as far as I know, they've got Marathon, Soros, and maybe Fair Games this year.
There is a
Maybe.
fair chance that Marathon is not that good. There is a fair chance that Fair Games don't hit. There is a you are walking
supposed
on
to be a
thin
good game.
ice at the
But
moment.
at the same time, we already know that GTA 6 is not till November if it doesn't get delayed. I think it'll be delayed.
Okay, delayed.
And then we know that Intergalactic has no release date yet. Wolverine has no release date yet.
Saddles is the only one that's coming. That's not a robust roadmap. That's like
And
a mid
the only other
roadmap.
games PlayStation are getting are third-party and Xbox games.
How
You're
many
relying
copies?
on outside place?
Okay, let's say Wolverine sells 5 million copies, and if Wolverine is good, they recoup the money, and they're good, they're profitable. What's gonna happen with Saddles? I mean, what happened with Returnal? How much that sold last time? That didn't sell that much. I don't know about the sales, but on PlayStation, and on PC, bro, don't even get me started. But
As of late 2023, it was over 1 million, but less than 2.
okay,
And
that's good
with
for
the
that
PC
game.
release in 2023.
Yeah, but Saddles, how much are they gonna sell? Think about
I
it.
can see it being as much as Astrobot, only because PlayStation
May-
users are starving over there.
I don't know, bro. I feel like this is like a lot of bullshit, man. With much to look forward to in the months ahead, this is like fake hopium. Thank you for your hard work and continued support. Listen, chances are that he wasn't even the person who wrote this letter. Like, let's start there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of executives and stuff have people who are like, like assistants and stuff who like help me write this letter. I don't know, but I don't know, bro. I feel like, what is the roadmap that Sony PlayStation have for 2026, and why is it like, how come we don't know about it and we're already on 2026? Like, we should know about it. And look, they got games coming to the platform, that's for sure. But PlayStation Studios, that's what we're talking about, and this is who the letter is sent to. What is the roadmap looking for these studios? That is the big question. And look, lot of mercy on them, honestly. But yeah, what do you think about this one? About this letter, Paul Buzz? What? How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel safe? Does it make you feel like, damn, maybe I should start applying someone else?
I mean, Bluepoint had about 80 employees, and only 10 of those got retained to other studios. From what we understand, 70 got laid off.
Mm.
So
Oh shit! I didn't see.
think that this is, yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't see this. This is 20-0 with the 2-man. Salute, homie. Hope you're having a great one, and happy Friday, man. Appreciate that, dude. We got me, bro, boy, with the 10, man. Salute to you, man. Thank you so much. He said, what do you think Marvel Token will do? I'm conflicted. Being Marvel, it should sell, but it's a fighting game, which is in a huge market, and it is $60, not free to play like Rivals. Okay. First off, Marvel Token is coming to PC as well. I feel like being a part of the fighting gaming community and being on top of things like that, because I'm a huge Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct player, whatever, Tekken and all of that. I feel like people are being positive about the game, but it's like there is this big thing going on in the gaming community, and one of the reasons why it isn't growing the way it should is because, like Herman Holtz was saying in the letter, that players' behaviors are changing. So before fighting games, you would go to an arcade and everybody was playing fighting games, right? That was like the thing in the 90s.
Pharaoh Bazaar corrected me. There's also the 2 Horizon games, the really bad Hunter's Gathering for the PlayStation console, and then the mobile game for Steel Frontiers that looks pretty good. That looks like it should have been the PlayStation 5 game, the 2 of the games switched rather than chasing the Fortnite clone. But I don't think Marvel Token is theirs. Where'd you go, Demo? Oh, I think he accidentally closed something he shouldn't have.
Yeah, bro, some shit. My kid
Welcome back.
tap on the. Come on, bro. He tap on the skate button, whatever. Kick me out. Anyways, man, go back to Bro Boy and the question. I feel like the game is gonna do decent, but I feel like the fighting gaming community is in a situation.
I think, given his super chat, $60 is too much. It's not going to sell more than 1 million. And from what I understand, in the server slam that they had not too long back, they were having all sorts of problems and issues with hit detection. And it's not like it's Marvel Rivals, because Marvel Rivals is a 3D arena fighter, whereas this is a side scroller fighter like Street Fighter. So I think it's going to be a lot more niche, different types of characters. Sure, some might hit, and it goes back to classic Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and 3 Ultimate, where you have 3-on-3 fighting. Combos could be cool, but I don't see it being a professional tournament type of genre that people are going to get heavily involved into over long term. Maybe initial launch, but we'll have to see how it retains players and content that they come out with.
Look, PlayStation before, they used to be like a behemoth when it came to fighting games. They even went as far as to acquire Evil. But you know what? They sold Evil as well to the other Arabians, to the Saudis. So this just like breaking in. That this was like yesterday that we dropped the news. He had me blocking here, but I'll go into the article and check it out. Okay, Kiria city-owned RTS fully acquires Evil. So the news was announced as a press release by the Evil team this week. Northwind Gaming X's co-ownership will continue to work as an Evil with a focus on marketing. Meanwhile, key leadership would remain in position to attempt to ensure consistency in Evil's legacy, values as shared by the RTS CEO Stuart Saw. So basically, PlayStation used to own Evil. Not anymore. Evil is the biggest fighting game and championship, and it would have been amazing for them to continue to own it because they could have promoted this game in their own championship. But look, they fumbled the bag, and they keep on doing and making these bad decisions out of nowhere. I know a lot of people who watching me right now, they don't care about the Evil news, but as a active member of the community, I can say like I look forward to watching Evil every year because it's awesome. And it's just like kind of sad to see like Sony PlayStation getting these things and turning them into shit and then giving them back. So look, if Xbox had done something like that, you already know what's gonna happen. If Steam or any other company, Nintendo would have done it, it would have been like a whole thing. But now, Sony PlayStation does it. You guys didn't even know about this shit. And I'm glad that the Power Boss brought the Bro Boy brought the Marble talk on, because now we can talk about it. But yeah, this is something else that's going on with Sony PlayStation. They used to own this, not anymore. So there you have it, man. I think Marble talk on is gonna do 1 million, maybe less, maybe another 500,000 to 1 million on PC. And then when they drop it on Xbox, it'll do 100K, 200K, something like that, tops. And I just don't feel like the players are consuming fighting games like they used to. Like back in the 90s, dude, everywhere you go, there was a freaking arcade dude with Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter, Primal Rage. Like it was all about the fighting games. My personal
favorite, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Everywhere you used to go, there was a fighting game arcade.
War, the Super Gems.
It was like the thing for years, and then shooters took over, right? And RPGs and all these like Diablo type games took over as well. Then the arena shooter came out, and it just like run with everything. And now we got battle royales, and now we have extraction shooters. Now we got extraction shooters that are just PvE. We got extraction shooters that are just PvP. We got extraction shooters that are mixed, and it's just like everything kept evolving, right? And with the times, people stopped having that hype for fighting games like Like we used to, bro. I used to breathe and eat, and everything I do was like around Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, and Tekken. Back in the day, I owned all of them games during the PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo. You go back, all of that. Like that's what I used to play the most, and sport games. But then the shooters came and that's it. Like they took over Halo, and I started playing Halo and Call of Duty and shit like that. I was like, damn, bro, like the Battlefield, and it just like my behavior as a gamer changed. That doesn't mean that I don't love those games. It just means that I just play them less because now they have more competition for all different games that I never heard about. And shout out to Game Pass because Game Pass has made me realize that I like some games that I didn't think that I would like them ever. And look what, I tried something like Expedition 33, and now I don't hesitate when it's time to play something like turn-based because I like my like it. I might be feeling like I need to play something chill today. And so on and so forth. There's plenty of examples. But the thing is, times are changing.
Don't like building and survival games. We got Subnautica 2 sometime 2026.
And you are interested.
I'm looking forward to that. And it's going to be the first time that it's co-op. 4 players at that. And it's crossed between PC and Xbox. And it won't go to PlayStation and Switch 2 until later. We don't know when, we don't know how long, but it's an early game preview, which PlayStation and Nintendo doesn't do. Not early access, it's a little different. But then also, we also have the other game that I'm most looking forward to, the Star Wars Zero Company. It's turn-based, it's tactical, but I like XCOM, and this is set in the Star Wars universe. So I'm looking to see if it can capture the magic of customizability that XCOM has.
My bad.
No, you're fine.
I have to put that shit up.
So I'm looking for, XCOM levels. And Firaxis is like a 2016, 2014, something like that. The last game that they had is still pretty old. But you know what? They've got better facial animations in that game and a better character customization in that game than most games that give bare bones. I mean, it has better than Power World. I'll say that.
Yeah. It's just like, like you said before, now I'm getting into the whole survival building shit, and I never liked it. And look, I was hanging out last night with my brother-in-law. He was playing Rust at his crib. And it was like, you should download it. He was showing me what they were doing. I'm like, hell yeah. Got home, downloaded Rust, got it ready to play this weekend as well as one of the games that I want to play this weekend with friends, because like everything that you play with friends, man, it just makes it better. And like I said, now times are changing. They're gonna have to adapt. What is PlayStation going to do after this mess? We don't know. We have to wait and see before Herman Holtz to come over here and say they have a robust 2026 is that's bullshit right there, dude. I don't believe an ounce of that. And that's just the way I see. Preston Vic 8451 with the 2, man. PlayStation needs a PC app to play everywhere. I've been saying this for years. Shout out to you, man. Yes, they need that. Like, you know how many people will buy more games on the first off, a lot of these ponies claim to have like high NPCs. Let's start there. They all claim to have them. So do you imagine? Because I do have an Xbox and a PC, so I can see why I double dip in some games. And Xbox Anywhere, it just makes me feel so good about it because I only buy the game once. I own it automatically on my other systems. So when I'm in my living room with my friends or with the family, or I just want to take a break from being seated at the desk and just relax on the couch, like I could go and play the same game with the same progress on my Xbox and vice versa. And that's a beautiful thing. And you know what? Sony PlayStation fans, they will be like, but how Sony PlayStation is going to make the money? That's their major concern. How can I support Sony PlayStation, to make them richer so that I can talk shit online? That's it. That's it. That's the mind of the Sony PlayStation fan. As a gamer, if they do that, I'll be more inclined to consume the products. Let's just say that, and I do buy PlayStation games, on Steam or Epic, or if I see a sale somewhere and I want to play that game, or just to have it for whatever reason because I can. And that's going back to we don't hate PlayStation here. We're just trying to make it better for all of us, man. The ponies, yeah, fuck the ponies. But I'm talking about PlayStation itself as a creator or a provider of content that fits my hobby and the thing that I like to do the most in life. One of the things that I really enjoy the most about doing in life, and I think that's positive, man. I think that's good, man. John Dreads is in the house saying, play Marvel vs. Capcom or Dragon DBZ Fighters. Won't miss anything. Can't really change that formula too much. Yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom is perfect. I think they're trying to get at you with their FOMO, right? They're making it seem like, oh, yeah, we have a Marvel game here on the PlayStation. Go buy a PlayStation. But at the same time, if you buy a PlayStation, that doesn't guarantee that studio is going to stay open. Because it didn't guarantee 100 million consoles didn't guarantee Blue Point to remain alive. Let's keep it real, dude. Fado Bastard in the house. They funded and published Token. Technically, is theirs. Arc System just developed it. Who funded Token? PlayStation, right? They did fund it.
I think they approached PlayStation approached Arc System Works and said, "Hey, we want you to make this. What do you say?" And they agreed. So they are funding and fitting the bill and publishing. And yes, Arc System Works is developing it. They just don't own the IP. They own that as much as they own Spider-Man. As far as that goes, it's a deal with Sony, literally.
Interesting. And this is another thing now. Going back to that Herman Holtz letter, I was just thinking that when he's talking about the way that they do things, maybe we could see PlayStation drifting from owning these studios and actually getting studios that are already working on something and hiring them, right? To work for them or to make a game for them rather than owning the whole studio. So I think that is one of the things that he's implying in that letter of how things are going to change. Yeah. It's me, Bro Boy in the house saying I went back to playing Frat Punk for my multiplayer fix. I had to go back to Frat Punk. They have a new update and they added a new PvE mode, and I want to check it out. I think it's roguelike type shit. So I kind of want to mess around with it and see what new they brought to the game, right? Keo Walker in the building. What's going on, Pablo? He say, I don't buy Steam games really, but I do buy GOG games besides buying Xbox PC games. Yeah, I've been literally using more the Windows Store since the Xbox Play Anywhere thing, because like I said, I love to jump from my Xbox to the PC based on my conditions during the day. But I mean, Steam, you can never go wrong with Steam, man. They have so many good sales. And today they have an event that just started that is called Steam Next Fest. And in there you can find a bunch of demos of up and coming games. And it's just so exciting to check out these games that they're about to be released. Some of them are early access, some of them brand new. And it's just a lot of freaking content, dude, on there for you to play. And I'm gonna tell you this one thing: is you married to one system in 2026, you are doing it wrong. If you have the possibility, right? I would say, man, play everywhere, dude. People. I know people who have a PC, they have a Rogue Ally, they have an Xbox. They're just playing games are their convenience. It's not necessary, but if you have the means and you want to be on top of gaming and you want to sort of be able to have every game that you want, get you different systems, dude. There's really not that much, about it. It's just like, make it easy for yourself. That way you don't feel no type of way. You want to play on your PlayStation? Fine. Do you want to play something on Game Pass? You have the means. You want to play on the go? You can do so. You want to play from the cloud? You can you can do that as well. So it's just like so many ways to play right now that being married to one thing is just like you literally missing out. Back in the day, ponies used to say, like, if you're not playing on the PlayStation, you're not playing nothing, right? They used to say that. And I'm going to tell you this right here, right now in 2026, if you only play on the PlayStation and nowhere else, you're not playing nothing right now because PlayStation literally ain't got shit. And that's just like the hard truth that people don't want to hear. Archangel Nexus in the house. I don't believe for 1 second this game is staying exclusive. PlayStation exclusivity is just marketing at this point. Wow. Is that about Tokon? I think he's talking about Tokon. A call for me, Power Push, real quick. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Yeah. Say what you have to say about this. I'll be back in a minute.
So, yeah, I agree. When you come to PlayStation exclusivity, something's not hidden. They literally can't keep something exclusive and be able to put out quality. They literally have to do something or else they've got nothing. PlayStation copies are only selling, in the 1 to 3 million range for even their best exclusives. The latest Ghost of Yotei is proof of that. Astrobot, that one game of the year, look at how much that sold. Excuse me. And then you look at the upcoming games, and I don't see any of them selling big bangers. Stellar Blade is just now coming to PC, and look how much gangbusters that did. Sold 4 times faster on the PC than it did on PlayStation for various reasons. And then if they try to keep any of these games exclusive and just be on PlayStation and not on PC, they're already handicapping themselves. If it comes to PC later, delayed, not day one, the sales aren't going to be as high because the FOMO is going to be gone. And then even further down the line for an Xbox release, they're going to have even less sales because the FOMO is even further down the line. So when it comes to that, I don't see them doing gangbuster numbers.
Yeah. Shout out to Sanchez MTZ Gaming. He say, I'm still playing Destiny 2 Star Wars DLC, but not gonna play Marathon. Destiny 2 might die after next DLC got pushed back 3 months. Yeah, that's another piece of news that I want to talk about because I actually downloaded Destiny because I wanted to check out. I was telling Powerballs behind the scene. I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm playing Destiny in 2026. But I actually tried it out. I'm liking it. I'm gonna continue to do at least the main story though. At least the main story, I don't feel like I'm going to be grinding for loot and shit like that this time around. I'm going to play. And yeah, the next expansion got delayed to June. It was supposed to drop, I think, this month or something, or March or something. And look, that's the thing. Marathon is coming out. Might or may not flop. Right? Think about it. Destiny DLC get delayed. So we're talking about like one of the wildest years in Bungie because this is literally like a life or death situation for them at this point. If they fumble Marathon and fumble the Destiny DLC, which by the way is not doing as good as they used to, there are going to be talks about like what are we going to do with Bungie? Let's just say that. And that'll be extremely sad. I mean, in my opinion, because like I do enjoy the games. Watch me play this shit. I really enjoy Destiny 2. I have about 300 hours of Destiny on Steam, and I had about 100 hours on Xbox. So do the math. I like this shit. So it's kind of sad, man. It's kind of sad. PlayStation themselves stopped publicly announcing game sales since they posted Spider-Man 2 sold 2.5 million in 24 hours. That should tell you something there. If they're not flexing their numbers, it's because of something. Something is fishy in there. Fighting games are even more needy of monthly active users than anybody due to their community being smaller. Exclusivity would be a huge mistake. That's what I'm saying. Like, Fighting games are not what they used to back in the. Who in the right mind is gonna buy a PlayStation just to play Marvel Talk on Fighters? Who? It's just like excited about that game like that. We seen it on the State of Play when they show it. It look cool, but it don't look like a system seller. Especially when you got all the games out there that are argue they better. Mortal Kombat, you got Killer Instinct, you got new Virtual Fighter, Dead or Alive, like you got a King of Fighters, so many fighting games out there, and I don't know, man. I don't think this game I think this game is not gonna do too much. I hope that it does for the sake of the studio and the sake of the franchises and all that, but I don't see this being like the huge game that ponies are making it out to be. That's just the truth. Lycos 45 in the house saying Destiny 2 was fun while it lasted. Yeah. I mean, it's still fun. I just didn't like that LIFO DLC. And I didn't even finish it. I could still finish it. I don't know. But I just stopped playing because I lost interest in the story. I thought it was whack. That's it. And I got your message, Power Boss. I just seen it.
Yeah, I just sending you the information about the marathon server slams all.
Yeah, Mr.
And
Xbox.
I think Lycos has a great idea that during however long that we play it, those who are willing to give Marathon a fair shot and see just how good or bad it actually is, whether they've actually fixed anything, then we can go from there to make our assessments, and we can rotate our third person in and out for however long we're playing it on stream.
All right, cool. Sounds good, man. We're gonna play that shit definitely. In the house. Oh shit!
Hey,
Otto in the house. What's going on, Poppy? How you doing? Good to have you
I'm
around.
doing
What's
good.
going on,
About
man?
yourself? Doing pretty good. About yourself?
What
About
is
yourself?
going on, Pharaoh?
I figured I was very active in the chat. Might as well just
Yeah, hop in, bro. Anytime. I told you, anytime. Hop in. What's good?
Oh man, nothing much. How's it going?
Chilling, man. Enjoying gaming. Steam Fest about to drop today. I was playing the Destiny Star Wars thing. I've been liking it. I've been playing Avatar. I liked it too. The new update is fire. Even though I played it before, I haven't tried it in my new rig. So I tried it yesterday. It looks incredible, man. What a beautiful game.
Yeah.
And bro, I played some Apex Legends as well. I dropped. I was checking out the new update because that's what I've been doing. I've been checking out the new updates on different games to see what they've been doing, and I'm just like about to cry because I really don't have the time to play all these amazing games that I want to play, and it's just like the hard part about all of this, and it also has an influence on the way that we consume games now. Because I mean, due to lack of time, it's like, okay, do I really need Game Pass if I really think about it? But then at the same time, I'm greedy, right? And I'm like, shit, but like, it would suck not to play like all these new games that have been dropping left to right and all of that stuff. So it's just like, making hard decisions, but having fun at the same time. And now Steam Fest dropping. It's a bunch of demos or new games that I want to learn about and talk about here on the channel with y'all. Post on Twitter, show the world that there's some cool games out there that no one knows about. So that's my journey right now. But man, how you been?
I've been good. Playing Final Fantasy VII Remake when I have time. Same thing.
I finished it though. By the way, I finished it.
How'd you like it?
I loved it, bro. I know, Pablo, so you're gonna hate me for that, but I fell in love with the game. I don't know. Look,
I will put this out there. Okay, when you play Remake, okay, if you've never played the OG and you are fine with ARPG styles, Remake is fine. It is a passable, serviceable game. There are some things that don't hit quite the same, and there are caveats that people did hate even though they love the game.
Yeah.
But when you play Rebirth, and if you've played the OG and you know the storyline of the OG, I recommend going to play that before Rebirth launches on Xbox and PC.
June 13th.
I would recommend learning the rest of the storyline and then looking to see what they change, and then tell me that you still like the remakes.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it, Power Boss. But like, think about it.
Remember, I told the same thing to Next Gen Nero when he was on here. And then when he went back, he finished the game for Rebirth and he came back on here and he's never played the OG. He went back and he said he played the OG afterwards, I think. But he says that he agrees with my entire assessment of all 3 games.
Yeah.
And I'm worried for the 3rd one.
Bro, honestly, I just felt, I don't know what the fuck it was into me, but I like the characters, bro. I told her what cool. I thought that Tifa was a shit. She was a badass. She would fuck anybody up. I love that about her. She and you know, it reminded me a little bit of like the back in the day cartoons I used to watch, like, I don't know, Japanese older cartoons. Like, I don't know if you ever watched like something like Messenger type shit. So it like gave me the vibes, like, you know, old Japanese art and writing and all that.
And remember, Demo, you yourself got it on Steam and it came with the OG game. So I highly recommend to play through all of it before you play into Rebirth.
Yeah, I actually got it on Xbox. It's Play Anywhere, so it brought that one too on that version. Holy shit, bro! I fell in love with it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to playing Rebirth, and now that you said that, I'm gonna download the OG, and I'm gonna give it a shot. Question: because I know they dropped the Final Fantasy 3 on Game Pass.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing it every month. Yeah, it looks like they're dropping one every month.
Every month we get a fucking, like, bro, we're being blessed out here. And as a person who never played the OGs like that, because I was playing some more shit. Like, people were playing Final Fantasy, talking about it on the Super Nintendo. I was
Do you think that they're going to drop in March Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5 in April?
Yeah.
May is going to be Final Fantasy 6 before they drop the Rebirth in June? One every month?
I think they will. I think they'll drop one every month. I think that's the pattern we've seen.
Assessment. Yeah. Okay.
Bro,
yeah, they drop one every month.
You ever talk to a girl that she doesn't want to know nothing about you, and then all of a sudden one day she's all over your shit? You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. I can't wait to, like, now that you said that, I had homework. I had to play the OG. But how long is that shit? Because, like, they broke down the OG in 3 games. So and I spent like 60 hours playing remake, like integrate. That's crazy. That's a lot of time, Pablo. I don't got that much time. I'm gonna have to hard commit. Is it turn-based combat? Oh yeah. So you know what? I can play that in the cloud as well. Do you have to like do quick events and shit, like something like no, just regular old school?
There are some mini games that require like live inputs as you're playing them. There's the submarine, the snowboarding, obviously chocobo races,
and the bikes.
It's sort of the bike. Well, yeah, I guess the bikes too. It's played a lot differently than what Remake did. It is. I don't know which one I like better. I mean, obviously the Remake has the better graphics for it, but they added in a whole new character that was never in the originals.
Yeah, and she has a story that I had to finish too. Yeah, she has a story after you finish Remake.
Yes.
You get to play as a new character in a different story. It's a part of the DLC. Yeah, I have to finish it. I still gotta get to it. How long is that shit though?
Like 2, maybe 4 hours. It's not long.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's 2 to 4 hours depending on.
Oh, I'm gonna play that shit.
How about you grind?
Yeah, because there's a combat simulator, and you can grind through that combat simulator if you want.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't want to grind the combat simulators. I did one completely. I think it's like the second one you encountered in there. I think it's chapter 7. Yeah. I did that one completely, but I don't know, bro. I was kind of lost sometimes playing that game. You know,
I already platinumed Remake, so I'm just putting it on like every enemy gets 99 damage. I'm not grinding it again. I just want to finish it.
Yeah,
and get the same thing I got on the PlayStation.
Bro, I love the combat that they did for this new version. I thought it was great, and I think the Beast of Reincarnation is gonna have a similar combat. So now I'm looking forward to that shit too, because I like the fact that you can stop and sort of like plan your situation
Yeah, it's
and
like
hit all the abilities at the same time. You stagger the enemy and then you do a bunch of that. Bro, that game was fire. I was in love. I'm not gonna lie, Power Boss. I think that might be so far. I think that's game of the year for me this year. For me, out of the games that I played.
I would say personally, I think that the Final Fantasy VII Remake combat system is probably the best combat system that Square has done in a long time.
Really? I like 15 too.
Which battle system do you think is better than?
No, not really. I like this one better than all of them.
Crisis Core?
I would say Crisis Core Remake.
Crisis Core Remake? I didn't really care for Crisis Core Remake's battle system. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it though. Like it just
hold on, Power Balls. The remake. How long ago was the Crisis Core?
They released Crisis Core Remake slightly after Remake came out.
I think it was before the DLC for Yuffie Integrate.
Yeah.
I think it was in between the release of Remake and for the DLC.
So it is a prequel. It is a prequel to Final Fantasy VII. So you can play it, but it can't get.
You learn about the character Zack that gets more prominent when you get into Rebirth.
Time out. Crisis Core. What the fuck is it? Is it like another part of the whole trilogy?
It's a prequel. It's a prequel. I would.
What? Why didn't I play that first?
You technically you shouldn't play it first. You don't want to play it first.
Oh, when do I want to play this shit?
You want to play it after the trilogy's over, technically.
This is so confusing, man.
No. If you wanted to play Crisis Core, it would be after the OG, but in playing the Remake and Rebirth and Integrate, you want to actually play it before.
Okay, so hold up. I'm good now because I can play. Hold up, I could play.
But since you've already played Remake, play the DLC and then go back and play Crisis Core.
Okay, play the DLC and then Crisis Core. Oh, play the DLC OG Crisis Core like that.
Yeah,
that order.
Yeah, I would beat the OG first.
OG
because in OG there's a little touch on the storyline from Crisis Core. And it's going to make you want to play Crisis Core and find out why Crisis Core is the way it is. And like I said, you learn about the main character who makes guest mentions in the OG. You don't find out about that main character until Rebirth.
Oh, shit. Okay. Fire.
Yeah.
Given the timey-wimey wonkiness of the multiverse that they're doing with Rebirth and the Remakes trilogy, before you play Rebirth, and I would say after the OG is when you want to play Crisis Core.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
If you play Crisis Core now, like some of the major story beats won't hit as hard if you play it right now. That's why I was just saying. At least beat OG first. If you play OG, all the story beats will hit hard, but they won't hit as hard if you do that.
Fire.
Yeah,
Archangel
Nexus
right
actually
now,
hits it on the head. Archangel Nexus hits it on the head. There is a flashback sequence in the OG that you get a teaser of what it is, and Rebirth kind of starts with that flashback.
Damn. Fire. Bro,
So
take it. I want to take a second to show y'all, bro, what the fuck is going on with Game Pass, dude. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm having a blast, bro. There's so many games to play.
Have you seen the argument this week? Now the argument is that Xbox Game Pass has too many good games and I don't have time to play them all. So now I can't. That's what makes it not worth $30.
You've been saying that since 2024.
That's dumb as fuck. Bro, listen. Shout out to them because they dropped Kingdom Come Deliverance. I say play this one, dude. Play this one because the second one is coming also on Game Pass and is fire. But this one right here is super underrated. Super underrated, Kingdom Come. It had a 70-something. And after I played it, I was like, there's no way this game was a 70-something on Metacritic. This game is fucking awesome. Go ahead and play it. And then play the second one if you have the time, though, for sure. They added Avatar, High on Life 2, I haven't had a chance to download it, bro, or try it or play. I haven't touched it. They added this
I've
one.
installed it, but I haven't tried it, and I am looking forward to playing KCD 1 and 2.
Bro,
I've heard a lot of people praise it.
They added entropy effect that it is actually cool. Diablo 2 now with a new class and everything. Shit, Madden 26.
Years, and they added that DLC, and it's
Bro.
more than just the new character. It's also quality of life features that we've been asking for years.
Wow.
Both Diablo 3 and Path of Exile 1 and 2 both do it.
Dude, Pirate Yakuza, Like a Dragon is awesome. I've been playing that shit too. Those are the games that I've been playing. Space Marine, Fire, Ninja Gaiden, Fire.
They have Space Marine 1 and 2 in there, right?
Yeah, they got the remake, the remaster original in there too. These are
The
just
Master
the ones
Crafted
that
Edition and the newly released Space Marine 2. Yep.
And for Xbox, not on PC, they had the full, a complete edition of The Witcher 3 with everything, all the DLC. So go check that one out too, bro. That's insane to me, man, that we're getting these many games, dude. It's just a blessing, man, and a great time to be alive, dude. I'm honestly like super, super, super happy with what we got going on with gaming, in the sense of the games that we got coming out. And I know some games are gonna fail, some games are gonna be, whatever. But man, holy shit! And I also wanted to share with you. This one is funny. This one is actually super funny, and I'm gonna show you what's going on now. And the timing is insane, dude. I don't know if you guys can see it, but Steam got the horse fest going on. So all the ponies, man, what a crazy ass timing for this. And they had a bunch of games with horses and shit. I'm just waiting for Steam Next to hit, and they dropped this shit yesterday.
That's funny.
I'm not sure. That's funny as hell. After all the news and everything that's going on with Sony, and they drop on like literally a fest about horses and games with horses. This is like hilarious. So I wanted to share that with you. I thought that was extremely funny. But yeah, man, holy shit. So Fado, what do you think about the whole thing with Blue Point?
It's something that I just saw coming. Like you can't take that many losses over the course of a generation and it not show up somewhere. And I've been saying it for a while because we've been looking at Sony earnings reports quarter after quarter, year after year. And every earnings report, they lie and they say, oh, PlayStation's doing great. We're making more money than we ever made before. They never report any losses. And it's like, that's just not possible. Like, we see what's going on. We see PSVR 2 failing. We see that.
I mean, Concord alone was almost $500,000 or $500 million.
Yeah, $500 million. Yep. So we see that failure. We see Astrobot only sell 3 million copies, I think.
12 cancellations of live service games.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
all.
get tax refunds back on that stuff.
Yeah. But it's still a loss. You still write it off as a loss.
Absolutely.
But that's what I'm saying. They've been lying to us publicly as far as what they publicly put out on these earnings reports, and it has to show up eventually. And it's showing up in all these studios closing. So, hate to see it, and it's only going to get worse from here because PlayStation has done a horrible job of truly understanding who their customers are and what their customers want from them. And I hate to say they need to go to Xbox route, but they do need to go to Xbox route as far as getting out in the community, engaging with not just like content creators, but engaging with the fan base, having, fan-centered events.
I wouldn't even say that, Pharaoh. I wouldn't even say that. And the reason being is because they actually have to put those live service games out there to the test, give them the beta test and the server slams and all that, and get the player feedback first.
Yeah, but they need to do groundwork. They need to really get in the trenches with their fan base and really figure out what it is they want. And then once they figure out what they want, then they have to, market those products to them. But it's like we create these games. Well, PlayStation creates these games, and they create games that everyone pats them on the back for and says, "Oh, these are the greatest games ever. This is the template. This is the standard the industry should go by." But it's really just a big circle jerk of media members, and it's not the consensus among the consumer. And then, Sony's, Herman Hulse or whoever, they're sitting there looking at their boss, like, well, they said it was great. They aren't given the feedback that they need to actually go back and make a product that people want. They keep getting told that, their shit smells like Febreze, and it doesn't, because nobody wants it. It can be a technically great game all it wants to be, but if nobody wants your game, it doesn't matter. And people can run to Twitter and talk about all this stuff all they want, but nobody's buying these games. Like, these games, they pop up on the sales chart for what, a month, and they'll be a top 5 seller or whatever. But when you look at the sales chart month over month, year over year, it's not in the top whatever for the year. It's not, it's just not doing it. So they're gonna have to really figure out what their consumer wants. Because, like, if you look at, look, Pokemon Legends ZA is on this list that demo has up. How long ago did that game come out? It's still in the top of the charts. Like, it may not be,
it's Pokemon. It's always a big franchise.
But I'm saying it's still selling. PlayStation is a company that should have big franchises that keep selling. It doesn't have to be like,
they don't even have anything on this list. Well, aside from Helldivers 2, but they only published that. They didn't make it. They don't own that IP.
They do own the IP. They don't own the studio. That makes sense.
But like, the thing is, Power Balls, they got one. Look at Xbox, Flight Simulator, Fallout 4, Forza Horizon 5, which is an old ass game too. This is they're making extra money only. Minecraft, don't even get me started. And look, Call of Duty back at it again, #1 most played title on PlayStation this month. I mean, come on.
I heard about this chart from Crazy Louie and Joey earlier.
Yeah.
The only one that I'll disagree with is Fallout 4, only because I believe that was released before the ZeniMax acquisition. I'm not positive,
but it's still theirs. So it doesn't matter. You're still making money. Now the money goes to them.
Well, that's true.
Well,
and they did just push out the anniversary edition too, which is probably why it's in these top charts. It's a great, phenomenal game, especially with mods. That was the charm of the game, just like Skyrim and Starfield.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is up there. I mean, like, come on now. Yeah. Like, you gotta have older games that people want, and you can't blame just single player games, because we're pointing out quite a few single player games that are still selling years after they release, months after they release. PlayStation doesn't have that. Like, where's Spider-Man on this list? Like, Spider-Man's their biggest game. God of War, where's God of War on this list? Why isn't it still selling? That's what they need, So
look, shout out to Bro Boy with the 2. He said, I just bought Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 weekend before this. Assholes. I'm gonna say, Faro, you already nailed it. You already said the reason that these games are not selling is because they're not giving the proper feedback, and it all comes down to the glazing from Sony PlayStation fans. They get out here and they tell you this game is the shit. You go and tell them, bro, listen, it looks good, but it's boring as hell, bro. Like, that shit's not gonna keep me playing like beyond the honeymoon period that you got with a game, because it's brand new and you see everything. And then after that, it's like, bro, but like,
So, Bro Boy actually points out something important about this chart. This is the top best-selling games, both physical and digital. This isn't the most played. This isn't the top selling, which means people who actually bought it. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is there because it just got the Xbox and the Nintendo Switch 2 release.
Yeah. Crazy.
So let's not forget about that as well, which is, like I pointed out, Fallout 4 just released the anniversary edition. So that's why that's probably up there. Any of these other games, it's still selling. That's the point. It's the top selling, I think, of
what is it? The month of January 4th to January 31st. So it's the month of January, pretty much.
Wow, that's some crazy shit, dude. Even though Call of Duty was cold, everything, people still went ahead and bought it. And this is like the disconnect that exists between the people who actually play games and I'm in out of the house playing these fucking games and the other people who are on social media just talking this shit, and they don't even play games. Real gamers are speaking. You can argue that Madden and NBA, they're shit. You could say that they're the same game every year, all of that. But look, the players are speaking. They still want them. They'll still want to play this shit. So they're giving a good reason to continue to drop Call of Duties, NBAs and Maddens and all of that, right? And that's just what's happening, man, and the behavior of the players change with time. And this is what they own right now. Maybe next year it's another game who's the one on top. We just gotta wait and see. We don't know. But we're not gonna triumph. We're not gonna make it if we don't try. And this is like what PlayStation is so comfortable trying the same things that they know that work for a long time, that it's super hard now for them to get out of the shell and try something new. And that's a problem that they're seeing too. The creativity is being held back for generations because they've been complacent and they've been comfortable doing certain type of games. And now when it's time to change, they're out of practice. Now they're sluggish, they're fat, so they can move. And this is what we're seeing. Look, this chart here tells you everything you need to know about the gaming industry right now. Look at the games that are on top. Look, Gozo Yote is in there too. I don't know if you guys missed it. It's number 12, which
I noticed.
Which is really good.
It's good that it's 10 handle sales. Yeah.
Yeah, and after a couple of months, I mean, we gotta argue the game is doing good. People are digging the game.
I don't know.
But
people
the issue
are buying
is,
it. I mean, maybe we don't like it, but maybe there's a huge, and I think in part of it is like also like a Japanese story, so you could see like the Japanese people like rocking with this game as well.
I would have to see how much Code Vein 2 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 sold before I make an assessment of Ghost of Yote being sold well.
yeah, I mean, the issue is that they have Soros coming, and Soros is about to be another flop, most likely, based on what was the game that preceded it? Can't think of it at the moment.
I was saying it earlier. No,
Returnal. Yeah, Returnal.
It
was Return. Yeah, Returnal. So
one is based off of,
Yeah, so based off of that, I mean, Returnal only sold 600,000 copies. This game probably isn't going to sell very well, so that's probably going to be another, commercial failure. Marathon is looking like it's shaping up to be a commercial failure, but hey, we might be surprised.
I think Marathon has a chance now. I feel like Marathon has found a lot of redemption in the media. A lot of the media people are pushing Marathon to be a good game. And we see Apotasis, we see all these people say Marathon looks good now. Marathon looks good now. The same thing they did with High Guard. Like crazy work.
Yeah, but PlayStation is kind of putting themselves in this awkward position where they're going to have this server slam. I don't know, because PlayStation's return policy is kind of weird. And the moment you download the game, you can't refund it, even if it's a pre-order. So they might actually be using that server slam to lock in sales. But because once you download it, you can't refund it.
No, I don't think that's true for a server slam. I don't think the policy kicks in until launch day for that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I hope you're correct.
I'd have to look into it.
But if that server slam doesn't slap, a lot of people might cancel their pre-orders. I don't know what pre-orders they do have for it. I don't know what the pre-order numbers look like. I know it's not extremely high on Steam. I know you can kind of see pre-order numbers on Steam. But I think that server slam is going to be very important for them, because I think that's going to make or break the game. I think the server slam is really good. Then the Bungie loyalists, they're going to buy the game, and it will do very well. But if that server slam does not hit like it's supposed to, then yeah, you're looking at another flop. And then
it better
I
be
feel
good now.
I feel like Destiny 2 kind of feels like an automatic flop, in a sense that like the Destiny 2 community after the final shape just hasn't been receptive to any other content that's come out. I mean, they have a hardcore small number of people, but it's not doing the numbers that it used to do. It's like people feel like there's nothing else to do in the game. So I don't see that Destiny 2 DLC doing anything. They really need to drop a Destiny 3, but I don't know if they're going to get that chance if Marathon tanks like they.
Okay, so I just looked it up. If it's a server slam, a beta access, or a trial of the game, and you have it pre-ordered, it does not count. However, if it is like an early access launch, like if you buy the deluxe edition and you get like 4 days early access or something like that, or even 24 hours, once you download it and you start streaming the main content of the game, at that point is when the refund policy kicks in and you can no longer get a refund for the game.
Yeah.
So
PlayStation really has a horrible one.
You can. Server slams you still can, even if you pre-ordered it, you can get a refund then. Because it's separate from the main game content.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, it's an uphill battle with Marathon at this point. They lost a lot of face when when they stole the art, and a lot of people, are not rocking with them no more because they feel some type of way. And now I'm not gonna say that's gonna ruin the whole thing for them, because I know a lot of people are excited for it. I've seen on Twitter, but then again, this does not represent that people are actually going to download the beta and play it. Yeah. I'm open for it. We were speaking about it here earlier that we're gonna stream it. We're gonna give
I'll
it
probably play it.
Spotlight, and I can't wait to try it out. There's some things that I like that I've seen that I like, some others that I don't. And one of the most important things is the guns when you're making it shooting games. And I don't like the guns. They look like paint guns. They look like they came out of the straight, I don't know. I would say Fortnite, but Fortnite guns are actually cool when they have camos and shit. So this doesn't even look cool. They're going for an aesthetic that I think that what they're trying to do is that they're trying to monetize this game so heavily. And as a result, give us the starting gun to be nice, and then you can sell all the skins you want. But when you make it to the starting point of the gun is ugly as fuck to the point that makes people want to purchase a skin because they can tolerate looking at that ugly ass shit. It's just kind of scummy to me. I don't like it. I'm not a person who likes to buy a lot of skins. I usually unlock them or something. Even in games like Apex that I have a bunch of hours, I literally bought 2-3 battle passes back in the day, and that's it. I haven't spent any money on skins like that. I'm I already have the ones that I like. I can change. I have a few to spare. So it's a first-person shooter. Doesn't really feel like I should be spending money on skins for my character. But the camos for the guns is something that that I kind of like because some of them are cool. So I mean, it'll be better if they give us a good starting gun and not such a terrible looking skin and shit. That's just the way I feel. I feel like they want to monetize this shit too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I will say, if Marathon flops, Bluepoint is just the beginning. You're gonna see a lot of other big studios that you love start to.
I fully expect Marathon is going to flop because most of that studio is already gutted it, and the moment that it launches and flops within 2 weeks, just like High Guard and so many of the others that have come out, and Concord with 2 weeks time, maybe a month, then Bungie's going to be fully absorbed and dismantled within PlayStation.
Yeah, I would say Santa Monica, Naughty Dog, San Diego Studio, Sucker Punch, and Insomniac are the only studios that are really safe. Everything else is in Nixus. But after that, everything is liable to hit the chopping block over there. Because Sony just doesn't look at PlayStation the same anymore. Their business strategy, it's not like there was a point in time where Sony was like, okay, you're falling short. We're gonna take money from these lines of businesses, and we're gonna support you on the next generation in order to save it, because we know that gaming is the future. Sony doesn't feel like gaming is the future anymore right now.
Not for them.
Yeah. So they're not. I mean, last year they had an event where they talked about the future of Sony, and they didn't have a gaming segment. Like, they talked quickly over gaming, but they didn't have a segment dedicated to gaming. So it just shows they just don't have that priority for the business anymore. And Hiroki, he became the head of PlayStation for a little bit. He had a chance to evaluate the entire business, and he dipped out and never talked about PlayStation again. So that says a lot.
Crazy.
That says a lot.
Oh,
because now he's the CEO of PlayStation. So I mean, the CEO of Sony. So if he doesn't think highly of PlayStation after being the CEO of PlayStation for a little bit, I think he was for 18 months or 2 years, something like that. He directly looked over PlayStation, and he didn't like what he saw. He didn't like the margins. He didn't like anything. And then he became the head of Sony. So
I think it was about a year and a half since the ABK deal got finalized after Jim Ryan left, and Hiroki Totoki and him were co-CEOs for
Nishino
4 months.
Yeah.
For a few months. Yeah.
At the end of that, and then Herman Hulse got split to a CEO for the studio business side,
and Nishino took over the whole.
I thought it was Hiroki Totoki that took over.
No, Nishino took over PlayStation brand. He's the head of the PlayStation brand. Hiroki's the head of Sony Corporation at the moment.
They're making it so confusing. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this because look at this shit. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Some Sony PlayStation fans are blaming Herman Hulse. Some Sony PlayStation fans are blaming gamers. Like, it's your fault that this happened. Like, how in the fuck is this my shit? Now they're blaming older games. Like, okay, Fortnite, right? Fortnite ruined the gaming industry. I wouldn't say they ruined the gaming industry. I would say they evolved and created something that I don't know why you guys hate Fortnite so much. Because first off, Fortnite is free to play. You don't have to spend $1 to access all their content. If you want to play dress up, you can pay for that shit. It's up to you. It's completely optional, right? But I don't think that Fortnite ruined the gaming industry. And moreover, look, somebody say here, Fortnite did nothing. It's the gamers that play only free multiplayer games that did. Like, how? Fortnite makes a lot of money, bro. It's like you can blame Fortnite. It's just one game. And matter of fact, Roblox got more players than Fortnite. Roblox got more players than Sony PlayStation and Steam combined. You know what I'm saying? So saying that Fortnite ruined it, it's just like crazy work. I don't think Fortnite ruined. I think that what ruined the gaming industry is a bunch of fucking idiots who came and tried to push agendas in a place that there was no need for that. Because what we use gaming for is to relax, to chill, for entertainment, for enjoyment. We do not want to bring all the bullshit that is going on in Hollywood and all these places into gaming. That's one. Number two, developers fucked up for a long time giving us shitty games. They weren't optimized. They were asking for full price. That's exactly what ruined the gaming industry. The fact that we're in 2025 still getting games running at 30 FPS. The fact that we're getting games with a bunch of fucking game-breaking errors and bugs. The fact that we're getting ripped off with microtransactions. The fact that you guys push gambling into gaming. That's what's ruining the gaming industry. Don't blame Fortnite. Fortnite is just one fucking game, and it does not go burn. And it's a game that you can play Fortnite, because I have plenty of friends that play Fortnite, but they play a bunch of fucking other games too.
That's another thing that Demo. We were talking about the Final Fantasy franchise remake and Rebirth and all that earlier. Don't forget that Rebirth and 16, when they launched, were very, very poorly optimized, even only on the PlayStation. Very poorly optimized, completely.
That's why maybe you didn't have the same experience that I did, because now I'm playing a better optimized game.
Because I played Rebirth at launch.
Yeah, same here.
16 I played at launch, and I beat both. Here. Well, I beat 16. I'm on the final fight of 7 Rebirth, and I can't bring myself to go back to it because the game is just pissing me off that much. But that's besides the point,
bro. But like, here it is, the problem when you can take accountability, right? And when you can you're gonna blame the gamers for games failing. That's wrong. And you cannot blame one game for all the games failing. Like, what the fuck? Why didn't the other games do what Fortnite is doing if it is so easy? No. It's the people, the developers and the people behind these games that make the whole thing going to shit. It's because they're chasing a phantom, right? And they're chasing trying to make another Fortnite when they can make their own shit. Their own shit. Look at games like Baldur's Gate. Their own shit. Profitable, successful, healthy business. Look at all the games out there that came out, like The Witcher, Cyberpunk. Look, came out all fucked up. They face it. Guess what? Profitable, healthy. People love that game now. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the fucking developers to give us a good product. I mean, shit. It's like me blaming Young Thug because rap sucks. It's like Young Thug is only one fucking rapper. He ain't shit. He came out with the type shit that I hate. But I'm not going to blame him for hip-hop being ruined. I'm going to blame all the rest of the other rappers that came and try to do the same shit that he was doing instead of being themselves. That's it. That's who you should be blaming. And shout out to the bro boy with the tubing. Blame PlayStation for chasing that Fortnite money. Facts. Blame PlayStation. Like, blame the Sony PlayStation fans that glazed these games. And at the end of the day, these games weren't fun. Which at the end of the day, that's what keeps you engaged with the game. That's what makes you continue to buy, content and, keep the shit relevant. Blame it on them. That's what I said, bro. And that's a blessing in disguise for Xbox that they've been so heavily criticized, because they've been able to take that criticism and some way, somehow overcome it. And now we're getting good quality games. Now they're back into finding their stride. They took that criticism to heart. But in the other hand, it's like, I'm telling you, the bias hurts you. It's like I'm hanging out with you. You got a booger in your face, and I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you, Fado, you got a booger in your face, bro. You're about to talk to this female. I'm letting you okay, yo, bro, you look good, bro. You're awesome. It's like asking your mom if you good looking. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Holy shit. What the fuck are we even doing, dog?
Yeah. Woo! But a lot of these, go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to Desire. I see you, bro. What's going on? What's popping? Good to have you.
I just got up, Mom.
Holy shit, I just seen this. What's going on, Poppy?
Yeah, nothing much. I just woke up. I was celebrating my anniversary yesterday. So
congrats.
Long night. Do you make another one?
Maybe.
Oh shit.
Maybe. Knowing my luck, could be another set of twins too.
Speaking of, Demo's got some news on that front as well.
Yeah. I'm having another boy. Yeah.
Congrats.
Last week.
Well, congrats, man.
Yeah. And another boy for the collection, man. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm happy that I got another boy.
Fucking the rings.
I'm happy with another boy. I think that I like raising them boys, they're gonna be tight with each other because they close in age and shit like that. So I think that's the most the better outcome. I know a girl It could go either
Currently-
way with a girl.
Nah, you're gonna make a
Currently
baseball
with
team
my,
demo.
Currently
Nah.
with my two sons, they like to.
This
The
is
oldest
it.
likes to push his little brother down,
Mm.
and then the youngest literally likes to just freaking punch him square in the area every time. It's hilarious as a dad looking at it, but
Insanity.
obviously- And then my daughters just like to cut their hairs, which is always horrible. So
Holy shit. And also, by the way, I wanted to say, because we were discussing this quote by Zubitech that he said that Fortnite ruined gaming. And I'm just like, bro. And some people out there in the comments are saying that gamers ruin gaming. And I was like, who the fuck make
So-
games? Us?
So here's gonna be my biggest argument against that. Is it the video game that ruined gamings, or is it the fact that people liked the game that's ruining gaming?
Mhm.
It can't be the game. The game's not bad. It's not like it's a garbage game. Like, oh fuck, it's terrible. It's
Yeah.
actually quite good.
Yep.
No, it's not really my cup of tea because I don't like fucking
Same
battle
here.
royales. But
Well,
if people decide to play it, that
I
means
mean,
there's
when
a giant
Fortnite
market.
added
There's something going
the
on.
Guitar Hero mode and the Lego adventure mode, they came out with other modes. And once they took out the building and made it just a pure battle royale, it got a huge uptick from that alone.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that, Fortnite is only a battle royale now.
Well, no, I know it's a lot different now. I'm just saying
True.
in general.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
You can't state that a game made it bad. If people liked said game, wouldn't it be the gamers liking the game and that being obviously what genre people want to play most? I'm just saying.
yeah.
Granted, it was
I
also
mean-
a free game, so
Yeah, I would say Fortnite did not. No game ruins the game industry. But what has ruined the gaming industry is that people think that they can make another Fortnite. And people don't realize that Fortnite was a mistake. Roblox was a mistake. Nobody knew that these games were gonna, in the sense that nobody knew these games were gonna become the successes that they were. You make the best possible game that you can across whatever genre you're passionate about, and you never know what it's going to be. You never know if you're going to have an Expedition 33. You never know if you're going to have a GTA Online or Fortnite or whatever the next big thing is. But if you're chasing someone else's success, then every time you fall short of that, they run back to Fortnite because
thing that-
Fortnite is better.
the thing that I
free.
don't like
And then
that games
Marvel Rivals, which is free as well.
Mhm.
the thing that I don't like, and it's now come into my favorite games, which are the wrestling games. I know I'm a big weeb. Leave me alone. All right, I like wrestling. It's what connected me with my grandfather. It's what connected me with my uncle when I was a kid. But that's a tangent. I don't like battle passes in gaming. I don't. I understand what they can mean, but I don't like them. And I don't like them being in $70 games. Now, if it's free, I can deal with it. Like Fortnite, whatever. I'll live with it. But you're telling me, a guy who has played wrestling since he was a kid, that if I spend $150 on the next wrestling game, which I am super excited for, mind you, why can't I get everything unlocked? Instead, now we have to do these battle passes to grind everything. And even then, since it's 2K, you're going to be able to pay your way through it, which people are saying because of how NBA has been with their 2K game. It's going to be $650 to max out every season.
Mm.
So that's $800 you just spent on one game. That's ridiculous. I hate microtransactions in $70 games. I hate it. Sorry to throw that into everything.
Bro, boy with the fire. What the fuck, bro? He said, my older brother has hit me with a baseball bat, seesaw, football, table pipe, right above the eye, bamboo stick. You are in for fun times. Like, what the fuck? I hope that shit don't happen, man. That's just scary. But anyways, man, look, you can't, like, I agree with Desire. It can't be the game. And there's many games out there. There's a reason why people play Fortnite. It goes beyond just being a battle royale. The fact that you can create your own fucking game within the game it's a huge thing. It might not be like my cup of tea. And I downloaded it the other day, played one game, and uninstalled it. Even though I won, right? I should have kept playing, but I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, this ain't my shit. I'm gonna go back to Call of Duty because I mean, but it's like what's hot, man, and you need to learn from it. You need to learn that creativity brought us here. You can feel how you feel about Fortnite, about everything that they do, but one thing is for sure, they creative as fuck. They created a platform for kids to create their own fucking games. You know how big that is? It's so big that in Roblox, that looks like shit, has more users than Steam and PlayStation combined. Did you know that, Desire? They had like 250 million users.
And Roblox.
And it's terrible. The bad reputation.
I
despise that game.
that game. I refuse to allow that in my household. I hate it so much.
Guess what? I gave my rig to my cousin. He is 11, 12. I was like, bro, I'm giving you something, right? Like I could sell this shit, but I'm gonna give it to you because I want you to go ahead and utilize it to go to school, play your games. I want you to have like a good place to start, right? I want to set you up nicely. I gave him that, gave him 2 monitors so they can have a dual setup and everything for school and multitasking and everything. Because I want to get him started into like design and editing and shit like that. He want to learn. So the first thing is like, he asked me was like, can this shit run Roblox? I'm like, bro, really? That's the first question he asked me, bro. He didn't ask, can I play God of War or can I play, I don't know, whatever AAA game that can come to mind. He didn't ask me about any of that. He just wanted to play Roblox. So there you have it, bro. This new generation is gonna behave differently than we did, and it was no game. It was like the direction that the developers wanted to go. That's all there is to it. I feel like there's a lot of like gaming happening now because of people wanting to make money. And back in the day, there was a lot of people improvising and trying to make more games out of passion. And that's what we got, like Mortal Kombat created in a fucking garage. You know what I'm saying? You get something like Mortal Kombat. Now this motherfucker has like millions and billions of dollars at the disposal, and the games come out like looking like shit. Like, a lot of this is just being like industrialized, right? Like they want to like make this like a fast-paced type shit, like just drop games left to right, you know what I mean? See what sticks, rather than okay, let's work towards something that we think it might be cool, So, I mean, that's just like my 2 cents on it, bro. Yeah, shout out to Archangels, congratulations, Demo, and also Desire. Yeah, man, Desire, congratulations, man. How many years you've been with your wife?
8.
8? That's awesome, bro. Yeah, congratulations. Straight to the 10s and then decades become centuries. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome.
We went to the big windy city.
Oh, you went to Chicago?
Yeah.
What were you doing in there?
Well, her parents were coming up this morning at around 4. So we celebrated. We went to a few high-end restaurants like the Gordon Ramsay's
fire
place.
Holy shit.
Really good. And we enjoyed a little bit of walks around Lake Michigan, which is always really nice around this time because it's not too hot, not too cold up north.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really cold, and then we don't do that. We usually go somewhere else. But
but a hot day in the cold, like nice and breezy and perfect
really
for a walk.
I recommended it.
Awesome, bro. That's good. That's good to hear. All right, guys. I think we went a little bit over the time. Thank you so much for coming through, dog. Like, shit got spicy, and we just need to talk about some shit. Shout out to chat. Shout out to all the members of the panel, man. Everybody who came through as well. Hey, decide. Let everybody know what the hell you've been doing, bro.
I just like to make fun of idiots a lot, especially fanboys. Majority of them lately have been on Nintendo's side. Because the Nintendo side have been the most outlandish out of all of them. But tomorrow I have to do a Reddit video because I got a like goal on a video, which I didn't really want to do. So that I got to cover an idiot who got mad that he lost his Reddit mod. That's yay. And then I got a Nintendo video on Sunday, and then I got a Nintendo fanboy video on Wednesday, and I don't know what for Thursday. But basically, I just make YouTube videos making fun of idiots.
That's crazy. What about you, Fado, man? What you been doing, bro?
Man, you can find me mainly right now Tuesdays with C Money and Doodle on Point for Gamers. I'm working on getting my podcast Vitamin G back up and running, and you guys can also find me on my channel at Pharaoh Bizarre, right here on YouTube, where I am about to start making my own personal content pretty regularly as well. So
that's awesome, bro.
man.
Yeah, drop that content, bro. That's awesome. Keep pushing, dog. And what's up with Power Bus, man? What you been up to? Let everybody know.
I've been playing game after game, a lot of Minecraft modded, some Magic the Gathering Arena, still kicking on that. I did try out the Drop Duchy game. It's kind of like a roguelike Tetris. It's kind of interesting. I did download High on Life 2, Outer Worlds 2, and all those other games that are on Game Pass, like Final Fantasy 3 that just came out. Next week we're going to be doing the marathon gameplay. It's the server slam, so we're going to give it a fair shot.
Yeah, we're going to play it.
I'm not expecting much out of it, honestly.
You don't have to pay to play it, do you? If you don't,
nope.
All right, I can deal with it.
But also the Nintendo Direct is like 9 in the morning for us. So either we're going to go late. Me and Demo have to talk behind the scenes of if we're going to adjust our time schedule. But basically, at 1 o'clock when this show ends is when the marathon goes live. I don't know if it's going to be pre-installable before then. I don't know if we're going to stop stream and then start a new one for doing the gameplay for that, or if we're just going to roll right into it. We'll have to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, I think Power Bus, that what I'm trying to do that day, I'm probably going to have like this on StreamYard, and when it's time to play game, I'll move on to OBS and I stream from there.
Sure.
So I'll have to like cut the stream and then move on to the next software.
And on top of all that, just looking at playing all the games that have come out on Game Pass and giving things a shot and, seeing how they are. I'm looking forward to jumping into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 that just put on Game Pass. I might even go back and try Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. I know people have been praising both of those games.
One's
so I've heard good things about
one's a little rough.
I'll say play one because I thought once was interesting. It just like take it really slow, and it's a game. The one thing that grabbed me, I loved about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that I thought it was like one of my favorite games last year, was like how fucking realistic is it? Like, that blew me away. It's like, shit, you can do this, you actually get killed. Oh shit, no, you like, it's very punishing. So
and I've been playing a bunch of idle games back and forth, just letting them run in the background while I've been watching some TV shows and movies. But yeah, I'm always here. I'm on several of the different Salt channels. I'm in some Xbox channels. You can always find me here. And I try to show up everywhere I can.
But
never shows up when I'm streaming. I get it.
I do. But most of the time when you're streaming, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Because you stream early.
No, I stream late, dude. I don't stream early.
But it's also depending on the day that you're streaming.
Yeah. Early for you, late for others. It depends. Well, man,
sleeping by the time you're streaming.
I want to say thank you guys for the support. The channel members, all you guys coming through, hanging out, man, and supporting the channel. Just by you being here is amazing, man. Really appreciate you. That's it, man. That's the show. I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy, Devil Flow. Check it out. Yeah, Ra, yo, Chico, boy, Ra, hey, Demo Flow Gaming, boom, boom, I'm back, Ra, boom, 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 listen, yo, Chico in the house, papi, dale, yeah, ponies over here, ponies over there, yeah, ponies over here, ponies over there, yeah, ponies over here, ponies over there, yeah, ponies over there, yeah, ponies over there, yeah.
ponies over here, ponies over there, ponies over here, ponies over there, ponies over here, ponies over there, ponies over there, ponies over there, ponies over here, ponies over there. I smell caca, ponies everywhere. They don't play no games, only do their console sales. It's because ponies ain't got shit to tell. Ask about the best, but I haven't played. That's what I hear the ponies tell me every day. Ponies be so silly, but I had no pity. They dissed us for the decade, but now Xbox leady. Now they got no games, karma is so weird. You wish that on Xbox you even volunteer. Instead of play with Smith, filled with PC ports. Third-party games saying you're your pony love. Waiting for Forza that's almost 5 years old. Copying for remasters, damn that shit is cold. Do it for the plastic and all the pony blow. That's why Sony got you spending all your dough.